It is now getting to be like 7 p.m. It's been a little bit of you guys traveling, walking around. So the majority of the day is gone. What are you all going to do?
What are you thinking, Jack? Should we divide and conquer? You go to your meeting, I go to mine. We talk afterward, just like the lizard cult.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're expecting me, so my plan is to meet them.
The pincer formation, as it was about information. Yeah, you too.
You just see Poe look between both of you, and then I just kind of walk towards the forest.
Oh, I mean, you. Okay.
Well,
is he gonna be all right?
I mean, Poe already met them, so that's fine.
You can talk with the rabbits with me. That's fun. It's like his jam. I thought he'd be totally into this.
It's still going.
It sounds like
we were finally going to connect on some kind of common ground.
It sounds like somebody beat you to the punch.
Oh, yeah, because they beat him up. Do you think they punched him in his possum balls? I'm really worried about his balls.
Why was he naked?
Why was he naked? Why does he have that many nipples? You know, like a female possum would have that many nipples.
I'm still I'm further in the distance.
I mean, nothing. You know, it's cool, whatever. But like, I have a lot of questions about Poe's anatomy, I suppose.
Oh, haven't you read that book, Poe's Anatomy?
Poe's Anatomy, yeah. Too many of the doctors die, like on
in the book.
In the book.
Okay, you guys begin to separate, I guess, for your 3 different encounters. So we will do each one. If you want to mute, you can mute the others. You have the others take off the headphones. You can. Otherwise, I don't mind. I don't think unless any big secrets happen, I won't have you guys. Okay.
Who's going first?
That's a good
Mine
question.
would probably have to be a private one.
Okay.
So not me today.
Mine could be public because
they
were all
Jack.
Yeah, everyone was invited to this one.
Let's do Jack first. Jack, it is around the evening when you told Lila and now Everett would meet you at Sixto's Shrine. So you make your way back there. See it is a little chillier now. It's nighttime. You see there are several candles lit up too that are floating in the pool that you saw earlier, right beyond the shield statue. And you see Lila, you see Everett, and you see you see 2 other crows and 1 other fox that are kind of talking amongst themselves. Not a massive group, but a sizable one.
Is Everett the only 6-toe that I recognize?
Yes, Everett is the only 6-toe in there right now.
Well, hello. It's good to see you all again.
Lila walks up and gives you a smile and a handshake, and then Everett kind of walks up and pats you on the back. And Lila says, "Welcome. I'm really glad you came. How are things?"
Good. We've been looking into some of the issues around here too, as we've been hearing, and some of my companions are checking out some leads themselves too.
Good. Yeah, I know we weren't planning on talking about all the craziness that happened this morning. I'm still, I'm not sure what's going on there. I know a lot of me and some of the other 6-toes are a little more focused in my time about she shouldn't say it. The 6-toe shouldn't say it myself. Concerned about the wolf attack that is probably coming and the possible destruction of this town.
Why? So I'd like to, I'm just curious. I noticed there's only one 6-toe here. Why aren't any others involved?
Everett kind of walks up and says, because the other 6-toes are idiots, and they don't believe that Lila has a voice to be heard, even though she's done just as much terrible work, if not more than most of them. I think she deserves to be a 6-toe, and I'm the only one that has spoken up and stated strongly about that. And, and Lila kind of looks kind of a little sheepishly, but does kind of accept the praise. And he says, and her and I agree on the best way to save 6-toe stand. she says.
So, what's your best way?
I think, I know I don't love it necessarily, but I think our best bet is trying to get hold of the Eerie and bringing them here to help us with military prowess and help defend us. I've been in Eerie towns before. I know they owned much of this, if not all of this woodland prior to their civil war. I know they are not quite the prestigious people they used to be, but I think they are the ones that could bring order and the military might we need to succeed here.
Well, they are very strong, but aren't there a lot of contested areas? Is that even safe? Would that encroach and maybe bring other forces wanting to come into this town then?
That's a possibility. I think if the Eries joined us here, I think there is a chance. Sure, we might have a marquee attack down the road, or the Woodland Alliance. But I think the Erie are strong enough and getting stronger, and would be able to defend against that attack. And I think if we don't have anyone defend us now, there won't be a town at all to worry about.
Well, I have my saw. You can manage those into weapons, and with the rabbit steel you have, that might actually be a good addition to change the design.
I think we could definitely. I talked to Everett, and Everett kind of nods, and I think some of the Sixers agreed we could probably not afford a ton, but we could trade you some rabbit folk steel for the for a bullet saw or the bullet saw design. We would need to make one sooner than later, as the attack is incoming, but we could do that. But I don't think 1 or 2 war machines is going to break this battle in our favor. I think we need foot soldiers, and we just don't have the numbers in town with everyone divided. If people can't agree on the issue of making someone else's six-toe, I don't know that we will bind together to fight.
Well, I guess the question there is too, if you can't, you're worried about binding people together, and this is sort of a free folk town. Bringing in the Aries, control over them, they might feel like they're losing some freedom, some choices.
I think she kind of pauses, and I think she pauses and kind of looks a little concerned, and then Everett says, honestly, the way things are now, we're still under a kind of control. We're not. It's mainly us in control, the 4 of us, but we can't agree on much, and the foxes are still up over the rabbits and whoever else. The foxes are in charge here, and we can't even get Lila to do it. So maybe having someone else take control would balance things out more than they are now.
Everett's a fox, right?
Everett is a fox, but Everett is a fox that is supporting the other folk in town.
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure. Okay. Well, from what it seems, yeah, there's I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of people seem to be concerned over it's almost like the fox ruling class versus everyone else.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people have an issue with that. I don't, and I don't think it's tough to change. Honestly, I've tried my best. I can't. That's kind of a gesture to Lila, but I don't know. I think kind of like it is trying to think, but doesn't have the right words or solution.
And the other 6 toes just think to keep doing the same thing over and over is working.
None of the 6 toes. Me and Lila floated the idea, and they didn't want to hear anything Lila had to say. And so then I floated the idea myself of bringing in the Eerie, and the twins didn't go one way or the other. And Mo wants to bring the Marquis, and no one's agreeing with that. So me and her just keep going back and forth, and the twins nod and say they're going to think about it, and then nothing comes of it. And I don't know. I think Mo hasn't brought it up in a little bit, so I don't know if he's thinking about doing things on our own. That's why we're coming to you. I think, the time is to act now and debate less.
Well, I mean, if it helps, I at least I've made good influences with some marquee people. I could always, ask them if there's any option to help. I personally don't have any qualms with the Erie, so I don't have an issue against that either. But I do have some influence with Marquis, if that helps your decision.
Yeah. Lyda speaks up first and says, I have seen the Marquis take peaceful towns and run them into work camps of just churning out more resources for their advanced technology, or so they can build up a town before building a different town and taking over that next town. We have a fairly decent mine here, and I am worried about it turning the Marquis taking over and leading us dry for their own gain. I don't think the Erie would do that.
Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, the town we actually came from a town from the Marquis, and the only reason the town wasn't doing well was because of the Erie.
She kind of thinks for a second. We'll consider this, but my dealings haven't been such with the Marquis in the area. I've always gotten along better in my experience with them. But if you don't have any influence like them, here's what I'd like for now, if you are willing to. One, if you could, I've heard around town you're trying to help out with whatever the issues were with last night. That would be ideal. But things like that, people have seen you rebuild the houses. If you help solve this mystery of the Wolf's Head Market attack, people will see other denizens as heroes rather than just me. And I'm hoping with that, we will begin to even the playing field a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, my other friend, he's, on the case. He's already interviewed a bunch of the local rabbits who live around town and want change, and I think he's onto something about where this all started and how it might be fixed, and that's where he is right now, working on that while I'm with you.
Yes. I think that sounds like a plan for now. Don't contact the Marquis, please, yet. I will confer and talk about it a little bit. But thank you. Just keep doing good, and hopefully we can try to turn things around.
Yeah, I can head back and try to help him, and we can discuss soon. I know you're worried about the attack. I mean, if anything, if it happens while we're still here, of course we'll help.
Appreciate it. Oh, and I can have someone deliver a little bit of rabbit folk still to the story hall for you if you give the other 6 toes the design for this up, or the help make them one, or whatever.
Yeah, I'll help make one.
Okay.
Keep the design to myself for now, but I'll help make it.
All right, thank you. And you are kind of dismissed. As you walk out, we will shift over to Poe to finish. Do you want to take? Do you think it's going to be fairly quick, Poe?
Yeah, it'll be quick because I'm just going to end it on kind of a cliffhanger.
Cool.
Meanwhile, woodland somewhere, question mark, and I'm still walking. I haven't changed my expression at all, but then I stop in the middle of a clearing, and it's just woods all around me, and the chirps of bugs and everything, and it's like nightfall now, and I like look around and I go, and I pull out a little flute, and I blow on it, and I go, I summon the Woodland Alliance! And I just stand there and wait for a response.
Yeah, you hear a flute response. Actually, roll a charm check.
8.
On 8, you hear a melody played back to you, and you do know the response. It's a call and response. which you play and insert sound effect. Roll it.
Oh God. Let's see. I have to roll a D100 is what we do. Here, wait.
Yeah.
I have the disc here, so I can read it out loud, whatever it is. What a great thing to end on. 6. A whisker pluck.
Hell yeah. Okay, and as you hear the response, we hear figures move in the trees, and that's where we'll end tonight.
Aww. But there's something you're forgetting.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. So because of the last week on Roots, we did a little. I did not say a sea bass got cucked. So here's what we're gonna do today. In the because of your sins, we're gonna go Ty, Dave, Tom, Jason. We're each gonna say one word to create a story about this catfish. All right, ready?
About this catfish?
Not catfish. Sorry, I was imagining a catfish being cooked. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I already have the
Where
story
did the
planned.
catfish fall into this?
About the naked mole rat. Okay, so it's gonna go Ty, Dave, Tom, Jason. Here we go. Late
one
day. I'm a writer. You can't just ask me to do words and expect the words.
Late one day disaster.
struck.
As
now you've as lunch
Arrived
way
too
early.
What am I gonna do with this?
So much lunch and not enough people.
The first time we hear the mole rat talk.
It sounds like
what am I gonna do with the lunch? You're way too early. That's it.
That's it.
I'm happy ending it there.
That's pretty solid.
That's it. The naked mole rat was around for it.
Yeah.
It's a. Oh god, the hiccups now. All right, you fucked me. You fucked me during breakfast. I will say the make and roll mat. Yeah, we see the naked mole rat is like it's a really really nice like dining hall, and he's like looking and it's just after sunrise and there are like so much French toast and eggs and there's no way to cool or heat them and they're just all sitting out and he starts like biting his thumb.
He had one job. Organize lunch. You fucked it.